All right, shalom, shalom. We're the real Hebrew Israelites coming day in and day out to prophesy the downfall of Babylon the Great, which is America. First off and foremost, call Haloyim Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai by Hashem, Makar Kadash, Barakatah. Barakathum to you, Akim out there. Double honors to thee, all the apostles, a great millstone, and salutations to the elect, wherever you may be. I'm going to hop straight into this. I just made a visit down to New Orleans, Louisiana. I was out there about 4 or 5 days, did a lot of sightseeing, did some research on the Whitney plantation, which my next video is probably going to be on that because that shit was hardcore. Also, I forget her name, Madam something. I'm going to do a video on this lady who was torturing slaves in her mansion. That was a horrible fucking story. They actually, the woman is portrayed by Kathy Bates when you watch American Horror Story. But like I said, I'll get into all that later because it's good info about this pure hatred Esau has for us. But one thing I noticed, when I went down there speaking on Esau and what happened, seeing that aftermath of Hurricane Katrina, brothers, that shit's still there, man. It's been 13 years. And that lower Ninth Ward is fucked up. Even some of the regular Ninth Ward is fucked up, man. All right? And I got a couple of, I didn't interview, well, yeah, I did interview people, but I really didn't put it on camera. We was just having conversations, with the locals. Because I wanted to do like a little documentary, but yeah, Spirit just said, hey, I'm just talk to him and I'll just put it on camera, But, hey, Jake got fucked over down there, man. Esau is a pure fucking devil, man. I mean, to the extreme. To the extreme. If you guys don't understand or know that the so-called white man is the devil that the Bible speaks about, more than likely you're a fucking coon, man. All right, because it's evident. And I'm just going to give a couple of scriptures and I'm going to quote a couple of situations and stories that I was told in New Orleans by the locals themselves, even people that was there for Hurricane Katrina, right? So I'm going to start with this. Psalms 110:7, and I'm going to go through verse 10. His mouth is full of cursing and deceit, fraud. Now I'm going to stop at fraud, man, because for a city that is borderline below, sea level, now you have some places that's above and some places that's below, but the fraud part comes in with this. People has homeowners insurance, but given the location of where these houses at, they should have had that flood insurance. Knowing that, Esau completely manipulated those people, and not only that, Esau knew what the fuck he was doing with that land. Because all that land now is being not quote unquote cultivated, but there's a lot of gentrification going on in New Orleans, man. All right? Hey, a lot of the locals left. A lot of the culture left with it because people had nothing to come back to. Nor could they even claim the lands or the houses that they had because Esau is a deceitful motherfucker when it comes to pen and paper, man. All right? And that's why I'm stuck on, deceit and fraud, man. His tongue is mischief and vanity. He sitteth in lurking places of the villages. In the secret places do he murder the innocent. Now, what did you have going on during that whole hurricane thing? Because listen, the natives told me it wasn't the hurricane that fucked the shit up. It was the levees and the shit that happened afterwards. All right, the quote unquote rescue effort. All right, a lady gave me a story how, not her, but some of the people that she knew, an old lady needed insulin. Now, they was down there 3 weeks without, water, food, shit like that, Old lady was dead in the cart, man. And I damn near came to, tears. Ultimately, that was the judgment of the Lord on that place. But, gee, they was pushing around the dead lady for days because they just didn't want to leave her by herself, man. It was some heart-wrenching stories, I was hearing, man. But all this was, orchestrated by Esau Edom, man. Trust and believe. This devil was no dummy, man. He knew exactly what's going on, man. All right, because 3 weeks prior to that, they had a big storm, and they was telling people get prepared for it. Evacuate, so on and so forth. So when that storm came and passed, it really wasn't shit, you know. Which, I think Esau had, something to do with that. It was basically a cry wolf. So when the real storm came, a lot of motherfuckers stayed. They said, fuck it. And then a lot of people didn't have means to leave, man. So when you have a storm or a situation that big that you know is about to come, fucking FEMA should have been within 30 miles of New Orleans, man. That's a 25-minute ride, man. They should have already had shit set up, man. Okay? But you know what they was doing? All right? You had U.S. troops. And the locals told me it was basically martial law down there. You had curfew. Dude literally said police and army was shooting at your ass if your ass was outside after curfew, man. Don't give a fuck what you was doing. It was shoot on sight out there. Which you have a lot of cases, and the police is now, especially in 2012, you had a big case. All right? And they admitted to, hey, they was just killing people, man. All right? The shit that happened on the bridge, things of that nature. But you had the fucking army out there, instead of passing out water and food, y'all fucking protecting the casino. Now, what do you have in casino? You have hella assets in there, man. Y'all protecting downtown like a motherfucker, but they wasn't helping the people. Because behind the scenes, they knew what was going to happen. All right? Jake going to have to move. Jake ain't got insurance. We're going to take this land because that is prime motherfucking land. It's right next to the city. And that city never bounced back. Before I get into these other stories, let me just hit these scriptures. His eyes are privately set against the poor. Well, let me start this. In secret places, doeth he murder the innocent. His eyes are privately set against the poor. He lieth in wait secretly as a lion in a den. He layeth in wait to catch the poor. So Esau, it was prime time for Esau to do what he had to do. Micah 2, devising that iniquity upon his bed, man. All right? He drove catch the poor. When he draweth him to his net, he croucheth and humble himself, that the poor may fall by his strong ones. All right? Because that Superdome was a death trap, man. That bridge was a death trap. They wasn't letting people cross that bridge, man, to get to downtown for the most part, man. And a lot of people was on top of that bridge for like 3 days. No food, no water, no medicine. After that rain, the temp was damn near 100. I was down there this week. It felt like, it was like 96. But guess what? With the humidity, it felt like 110. So can you imagine an old person standing on top of that bridge, need medicine in the hot-ass heat? Dude gave me first-hand accounts. He said people was jumping off the bridge, killing themselves. But you don't hear a lot of people report that, though. So it was like I was getting this information from the horse's mouth themselves. All right? Because like the one guy was telling me, he said, listen, we men, it's one thing to defend ourselves, but trying to defend women and children, that's a whole different ball game. The mass amount of rapes and the lawlessness that was happening down there, it was fucked up. So you got to brothers, take into contrast, when you hear the true story of Katrina and that aftermath and that martial law and the shit that was going on, that shit is going to be times a million when martial law hit every fucking city. A lot of these things be test runs, man. Esau knows what the fuck he's doing. Okay? This is Psalms 17 and 10. They are enclosed in their own fat. Their own mouths speaketh proudly. Because Esau's a proud man. And he can't be filled, man. He want everything. He want the riches of everything, man. All right? They have now compassed us in our steps. They have set their eyes bowing down to the earth as a lion that is greedy of his prey, man. And Esau is a greedy man. Okay? And as it were a young lion lurking in secret places, and a young lion is in his prime. He's not an old lion. He's a young lion. All right? Deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword, which is Esau, Edom. That was his blessing. Which are thy hand, from men which are thy hand, O Yahweh, from men of the world, which have their proportion in this life. And when you read that second chapter of Wisdom of Solomon, what does it says? This is our voluptuous. This is our lot, basically. Whose belly thou fillest with the hid treasure. They are full of children and leave the rest of their substance into babes. And that's what Esau got all these trust funds. Hey, Esau great children are taken care of. All right. Why do you think the Rothschilds knew what the hell they was doing? They knew they was always gonna come back in reincarnation in their lot, man. All right. That's why they started that little banking system and things of that nature. When you watch, which is a good movie for brothers to watch, The House of the Rothschilds, man. That's a hell of a movie to watch, man. Okay. But not only that, you know, how Esau was like a lion during this situation, man. All right, because you go to the, you know, I should have took pictures and stuff. I got some pictures. Y'all I may put them up in post-production. I may just keep them for myself, man. A lot of them places are still fucked up. Hey, just like here in Chicago, Cabrini Green. That shit been shut down for the longest. But all Esau is doing is pushing the pen and paper, buying the land, getting contracts ready to do what? Build condos and shit. They already started, man. The only thing that's left is those 2 big ass fields and the row houses, man. Okay? This is the same thing they're doing in the lower 9th Ward. All right? Esau about to take all that land. Ain't shit but hipsters down there, man. That full New Orleans culture, which a lot of it's off, you know. A lot of it's off from the food they eat to the voodoo witchcraft shit. A lot of it's off, but a lot of the natives left. Because a lot of the musicians left because it was nothing to come back to, nor could they come back or claim their property. You had motherfuckers like insurance companies, we'll just pay you $25,000, knowing that the land was worth more than that. But you know, Jake just gonna take $1. Hey, when Jake fucked up, they're just gonna take whatever they can and be about it, man. So Esau was getting over on Jake down there, man. When he came to pushing that pen and paper, Esau was, the so-called white man was getting over on Jake and still is to this day down there, man. Okay? Hey, Isaiah 1:10. Woe to them that decree unrighteous decrees, that write grievousness which they have prescribed, to turn aside the needy from judgment, which that's exactly what happened. All right? Well, you don't have no flood insurance, so this ain't covered. Knowing that this fucking Delta, this motherfucking city is basically fucking swampland. Basically. Borderline below sea level, man. That should have been the #1 insurance people had down there. But Esau don't push that part of the insurance. Oh, well, homeowners insurance, you'll be all right, man. That's how Esau deal with shit, man. They know Jake don't read the fine print. Hey, blessed is the man that read and understanding. Blessed is the man that read, which man that understand, man. Hey, you gotta read the shit that Esau do, man. Okay? And we got brothers that go into the law and know the bar test and all shit like that, man. All right? Turn aside the needy from judgment and take away the right. Listen, to take away the right from the poor of my people, that the widows may widows may be their prey, and that they may rob the fatherless. First of all, Esau has been doing that as a totality to Jake, but down there, you know, like I said, I had my experience. These the scriptures I all thought about. I say Esau's the fucking devil, man. And you niggas that's coon, that still want to chuck and jive for this devil, hey, the hell with you too, man. All right? Because there was a lot of wicked shit going on in Louisiana, man. That's why, you know, Jake scoffed when you say, hey, Esau may have did it by his weather machine, but ultimately it's still by the Lord. That's just what it is, nigga. The Lord controls the right hand and left. Because you got niggas out here in Chicago that scoff at the fact. But that's true, man. The Lord controls both sides, man. He caused Esau to put us in slavery, but guess what? The Lord still said he put us in captivity. He said he did it, but he used Esau, Edom to do it. But like I said, niggas ain't got to understand it. All right? Sirach 10:8. Because of unrighteous dealings, that was one hell of unrighteous dealing down there. Injuries and riches got by deceit. All right? Esau is buying up that land down there. Little do people know. Esau is buying that shit up. Okay? It was crazy. That city still looked like shit. When you look at the buildings, because I'm from Chicago. It's nothing like Chicago. From the streets, and I know, like, I was all in the French Quarter. They try to keep it old looking because the historical part of it. But when it comes to the sewer system and the drainage, how you say that shit's disgusting. It's disgusting down there, man. Hey, Paris, France was a disgusting place to live, just like Rome. All right. The kingdom is translated from one people to another, man. Okay? And Esau operates off of that, man. Okay? This is Psalms 35 and 20. For they speak not peace, but they devise deceitful matters against them that are quiet in the land, which is Jake. Esau has devised everything against us, man. From insurance, from healthcare, from schooling, from public housing, so on and so forth, man. This man is totally set up against us, man. All right? And being down there and witnessing all that, and this is 13 years later, to see the mass destruction that's still there, to see how these crackers are buying up land where Jake was at, and just taking over their shit, gentrification. This man's a mass devil, man. A mass devil. And New Orleans is big on tourism. Well, you can't have good tourism if most of the locals and culture left, man. All right? And the people, hey, do you know how many people committed suicide after experiencing Hurricane Katrina? Those are stories that go untold. Traumatized by the things they seen in the Superdome, the things they seen on the bridge, or the things they had to go through to survive for 3 weeks, man. Can you imagine being with your grandmother? She ain't got her medicine and she passed away. You ain't gonna leave that body, man. You gonna take that body with you, man. Because at the end of the day, Jake got honor, man. Just like how we took the bones of Joseph out of Egypt and took his bones with us. Yea, they open their mouths wide against me and say, ha ha, or I have seen it. All right? And hey, this devil, wherever he places his mind on, his eyes, his covetousness on, he wants, and he's going to take it, man, because it's in the power of his hand. Psalms 52 and 2. Thy tongue devises mischief, like a sharp razor working deceitfully. All right? And like I said, when it comes to Esau and his pen and paper, he's a complete devil, man. Complete devil. Never trust thy enemy, man. In whatever situation you're doing, don't trust your enemy, man. All right? You had Jake trusting in, well, maybe the army would save us. The army was turning their ass around, getting ready to kill their ass. They had tanks riding downtown. Okay? They was really protecting assets. They could say, oh, looting this and looting. Y'all protecting the assets that Esau wanted protected, man. All right? You seen a black man stealing bread, water, or is looting, but a white man do it is survival. Esau's a devil. But with that, I'm saying all praises, honor, glory be unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kar Kadash. Barakathum to you, Akim out there. Barakathum to the elect. Salutations to the elect, wherever you may be. Hey, and a Baba, hey, death to Esau, man. All right? And like I said, them other videos about the Whitney plantation, I'll be coming out with next. And then Madam, I forget her name, but I'll have the correct name.